starting a Guardhouse box that will hold nothing but vintage 1-ounce silver rounds. Hello everyone, Silverstruck here. Welcome to the Silverstruck channel. And here we have it, a 50 count Guardhouse box that's just meant for rounds instead of bars. This is my only box that I'll have and plan to have that will hold rounds, just simply because of the space issues. Typically, if I'm going to collect a lot of vintage rounds, I'll use something like an airtight if I want them in capsules. And so this tube here takes up way less space, even though it doesn't hold 50 in this tube, and this Guardhouse box holds 50. Still, a bunch of these different tubes take up way less space. And even better than that, if you're not interested in putting your silver in capsules and you stack raw, here's the size of a tube that holds about 20 vintage rounds. So there are other ways to be able to store silver without taking up so much space. But I was gifted this box from my friend in Georgia. I had a successful GAW recently where I gave a bunch of these boxes away along with some silver, and somebody else did get this exact same 50 count box, so I hope he puts that to good use, as I plan to do with this particular box. Now, let's talk about some silver going in here. I'm going to add 10 ounces of silver in the box, so a really good head start. And how I'm going to use this box moving forward is when I go out looking for my vintage 1-ounce silver bars that I like to collect and I have no luck finding them, I can now go to rounds and start collecting rounds for this Guardhouse box. I've noticed a lack of supply in the 1-ounce silver bar category for the art bars, and I've noticed a whole bunch of vintage silver rounds out there. So it's not a bad thing to shift my focus every once in a while, as I'm sure some of you do the same. So without further delay, let's have a look at the first rounds going into the box. And this first group here is all the same rounds. I've got 3 of them, so I'm just going to check one out. This is a World Trade Unit. You can see it's dated 1974. The pic of the globe right there. So we flip it over. See, it says United States Silver Corporation. So really neat. That's one of my favorite refiners. It's nice to have it in a round form instead of bar. So in the Guardhouse box, these go. It's going to be my first round there, the duplicate, and the triplicate. So in they go. So there's the first 3 rounds. Nice and safe for the 50 count Guardhouse box. You might have noticed these capsules here, they're all empty. I'm just using the box for storage. So I'm going to start by filling up this side of the box. Moving right along, let's check out some other cool vintage rounds. Here we have a Statue of Liberty, 1886 to 1986. And this flips like a U.S. coin. You can read about the Statue of Liberty there. Some pretty deep toning on this particular round, so a little bit hard to read the reverse. Round number 4 in the box. This round I think is my favorite of the group. This is World Mint Corp. And as we flip this one over to its reverse, you can see it says 1 Silverado 1973, and we have an image here of what I think is a prospector holding a nugget, and he has his donkey in tow right there. Mountains in the background. Really cool round, so happy to have that one as round number 5 added into the Guardhouse box. There we go. In it goes. This next one is a classic, and one I believe every vintage fan should have at least one of in the collection. Pretty famous round here. This is the 1981 U.S. Assay Office round, San Francisco. And it's also a World Trade Unit here, 1 troy ounce, as an eagle on the verse. So this is a good round to have in the collection. So I have many of these, but only one that's in this particular size capsule for the Guardhouse. The last round of this group is a really heavy toner here. So let's see if I can show it properly. Look at the color in that. That eagle looks fantastic with the American flag. It's beautiful toner. You can see this is just simply a 1 troy ounce silver trade unit. I know a lot of you out there collect trade units quite a bit. I'm not a collector of trade units per se, but I do have quite a few of them, and this one's just a beautiful one to have in the collection. So there we have it. We have rounds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds. That leaves 3 more. The next 3 are rounds that I was able to pick up randomly from different places. I think 2 at the LCS and 1 I got from an online auction here on YouTube. So let's start with that one. This is another classic. They have many dates available. And this one here is a Honest Value Never Fails round, dated 1973. You have the USS Constitution right there. And you have a bunch of information on the reverse. You can pause and read if you like. This one is a good one to add into the Guardhouse. And again, I have other examples of this round in the stack, but this time we're going to put it in one of these rounds, or one of these capsules here. Now, capsule-wise, typically I don't usually use the capsules with the rings. I typically use direct fit, but these are capsules that came along in the trade deal here, so I'm going to go ahead and use this type of capsule. But I have the wrong. Let's try this one. No, that's not going to work either. How about this one? There we go. All right. Beautiful. So in the capsule it goes, and into the Guardhouse box. The next 2 rounds are some of my favorite out there, and I had I believe a 5 or a 10 ounce version of it somewhere deep in the stack. And this is the first time I was able to stumble across the 1 ounce variety in the wild. 2 different dates, which is even better. So here we have one of the most interesting rounds out there, I feel. Northwest Territorial Mint. This one's dated 1988. And it shows a map of the Pacific Ocean and the west of the country. Just really cool. Of course, it's just a trade unit, but that map is really neat. I think Northwest Territorial Mint did a great job on these. So in this one goes. Excellent. Beautiful round. So in the Guardhouse, that one goes. And the next one is the same round, but 1986. So that means there must be a 1987 out there. And I'll hunt that one down hopefully someday. When I saw these at the LCS, I think these were at my alternative LCS, a secondary one I use. I was just pumped to actually find them. First time finding that design out there in the wild. Of course, they were just in a bin too, so rescued from the bin. And there you have it, a really good start to this 50 count Guardhouse box with 10 silver rounds. I'll try to add more silver rounds by finding them in the wild versus just pulling them out of my own collection. Just when I'm out looking for really cool vintage silver to add into the collection I have going on. Don't forget to leave me that comment in the comment section. And as always, thank you so much for watching.